Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Jessica Queenly Show. Well, aren't y'all in for a treat today? Well, today I decided to do a movie review on none other than Kingdom Come Child, a black family classic. Okay, I actually enjoy watching this movie just about every time I get a chance to watch it because it is very funny. It's very classic, toxic, black family type situation. And it's just funny, you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually kind of glad to do it because I don't really see a lot of people doing film reviews on this movie. So I'm actually pretty excited to do it today. So let's get into it, y'all. Okay, so the movie actually starts off with the Reverend narrating, who's played by Cedric the Entertainer, and then it goes straight into Raynell reading a letter from Marguerite. So she tells her husband Bud, "Hey Bud, we got a letter," and she's like, "It's from your sister. Oh, we got a letter from your sister this morning." And he's like, "Well, I ain't reading it." And she's like, "Fine, I'll read it." And he was like, "I ain't listening." And he was like, "That's fine too." She was like, "You don't even have to listen." It says, "Dear brother and Raynell, I was expecting to see you at service Sunday, but I guess there was something good on the TV again. I know you love that wrestling." He was like, "Damn straight. I wonder if they'll have TV in hell. I heard Junior's business went belly up. When will your son learn? She should talk. One in the pen and another on the way. I think both of our sons could learn something from Buster's boy. Saturday he mowed the lawn, the front yard, the side yard, and then 3 acres behind the house. His birthday is coming up, so I gave him $3 instead of the usual two. Child. Okay. I can't with Marguerite. That's about all the news for now. I'm coming over Sunday after services. One of you, Bud, needs to get right with the Lord. And I'm the lady for the job. We're going to spend the whole day singing and praying until we wear you down. Like it says in 2 Peter 3:8, one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years. Your loving sister, Marguerite. She was like, "Well, Bud, what did you think of that?" And Bud's hit the flow. And I guess that's how he dies. So, child, we're going to get into the rest of this now. See, that's when Bud fell and hit the floor, and she's looking at him like, and she's like, "Bud?" So anyway, now we get into this next scene where Marguerite is calling her son Royce early in the morning. By the way, I guess she's calling him because she need a ride or whatever. So she calls him and she's like, "Good God, Mom, what you want?" She's like, "Don't you take the Lord's name in vain." He's like, "What do you want?" "Well, I was calling." She was like, to see if you why you ain't found a job this morning. Like I ain't up looking for a job because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And oh no. She calls him and she's singing Blessed Assurance. So he picks up the phone and she's like, "Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine." And he's like, "Oh hell no." So he hangs up. That's him saying, "Oh hell no." So he hangs up. And she's like, "Oh hell no, you ain't finna get off that easy." So she calls him back. She's like, "You wouldn't have no harlot over there, huh? Harlot, can you hear me, harlot?" She's hitting the phone with a wooden spoon, child. And I guess once she gets done acting up, she finally gets to the root of why she called him in the first place, which is she need a ride to, or she need a ride to, I forget, but she need a ride to somewhere, and she need him to get up. I think she need to go over to Vivica Fox character house. I can't remember her name. Lucille. She rides to Lucille's house, I believe. So yeah, she finally gets to the point why she called in the first place. Then we get to this scene where Raynell and the Reverend and Raynell and Daddy Bud's daughter, Delightful, is sitting at the table discussing, I guess, funeral arrangements, but mainly he's coming over to kind of get some insight on how Daddy Bud was as a person. And he was shocked to hear what Raynell had to say, how she described him. And he was like, nah, I don't really know about that. I feel like he was nice and quiet and, you know, seemed like he had like an inner counsel and his own inner strength or whatever. So that's because you didn't really get to know, you didn't really know him until after he got saved. But before that, he was hell. So that's when they had that whole conversation, and she talked about how, you know, they didn't really talk to each other or touch each other in a mere 20 years. Well, that was that one time where she insinuates that's where Delightful came from. But yeah. Then we get to the scene where we meet Sharice and Junior Child. And she's over here talking to him about she can't believe she married a fool and what kind of person like comes up with the idea of cleaning parking lots. Like, really, Junior? You know, she gets talking about Teddy Wade Slocum, how she could have been a fool and married him. She could have been stupid and married him or whatever. And I guess Teddy Wade Slocum is a person. Actually, that's her cousin. Actually, what? That's so weird that she over here. I don't understand. I guess her cousin-in-law now, but I guess she ain't had no relation to him until she married Junior. But I guess they all go back to high school, I suppose. So yeah, but he ended up becoming this nice lawyer, and you know, he got all this money and stuff, and she felt like she ended up compared to Junior. He's obviously quite the opposite. He's very successful lawyer, very suit and tie kind of, you know, very very top of life, you know, successful kind of guy, you know. And then she got somebody named like Junior who come up with ideas like cleaning parking lots, and obviously doesn't maintain a good business sense. That's why they lost all their money. Then we get to the scene where we meet Lucille and Ray Bud Jr. And she's on the phone with the funeral people, the Pews, and yeah, apparently the Slocum family and the Depews, you know, have had like some bad blood or history with each other. So he's not happy about the Pews doing their father's funeral. So he's not happy about it, but she's over here just trying to take everything with a grain of salt and be, you know, handle everything nice and positively and just trying to get through it. And I think at the end of their scene, Ray Bud was leaving, you know, obviously upset, and Lucille was like, now, Ray, we're not going to have any problems, are we? He was like, no, we're not. Just do me one favor. When I die, just bury me in the backyard and tell everybody I left you. And she's going to smile at him like, oh, my goodness, you were such a mess. But, yeah, I was like, he is a mess, child, for that. So then we get to the scene back with Sharice and Junior, and the kids is in the back being bad, and one of her kids got a little something in his mouth. She looks back there and try to take it out his mouth. She's like, let it go. She takes it out his mouth, and she sees that it's an earring, a woman's earring, as a matter of fact. So she's over here, got her eyes on him. She's, you know, confronting him like, what's up with this, da da da. You know what I'm saying? And you know, of course, he acts stupid back like he got a reason to because he got caught. But anyway, typical Negro behavior, right? But yeah, they have a whole fallout physically, and they almost drive into the field child. Then we got the scene with Clyde and Ray Bud. Sharice ends up calling Clyde to see if Bud is there so that they can get a ride because they car broke down. So when Royce went to go get her, I guess they didn't even get to the destination because the car broke down. So now they need him to come get them. And I will never forget the car scene, where they stuck in a car with each other, and she wanted to listen to gospel music, he wanted to listen to his own music, and she calls him a demon seed or the devil or whatever it was, and she was like, Jesus got the knob, and he's just like, well, that's real cool, Mama. Yeah, that's real cool, because Satan got the car keys, and he snatched the keys out and ran and get out the car, and yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like these scenes with these two are, I don't know, I think it's especially funny to me because it reminds me of my mama. She reminds me of my mama rather, and I'm probably more like him, child. So, he's getting ready to walk down the street to go get some gas from the filling station, and she's over here having a fix. I guess she want to talk, but instead of saying that, she just want to be dramatic and be like, well, all right, you go to the filling station, you get some gas, and maybe when you come back, I might be, out laid out in the street, possibly dead, and that'll just be the end of it. And he was like, really, Mama? All right, cool. What do you want to talk about? She's like, I want to talk about your life. You ever thought about what you want to do? You can't stay on unemployment forever, he's like, yeah, I know that. You don't think I thought about that? And he talk about, I want to, I know you want some grandkids. I'm going to settle down with a nice lady, a nice young woman, and settle down, give you a couple of grandkids, one or two of them. And, I'm going to get on welfare. She was like, you going what? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, she kind of thought he was going on the right path, but then just to see that he set her up. He set her up for that one. Just to set her up to get upset with him again. But yeah, there's that. That was that. Then we go back to Lucille's house. Lucille is at home trying to get some type of food together for the guest that's going to come over her house to talk about the funeral arrangements for Daddy Bud. And she couldn't get the food that she really wanted to get because when she was at the pews trying to, get the funeral arrangements there, the lady was taking too long and she ended up missing the grocery store, so they have to just eat what they had at home, I guess, which was corn dogs. So she's looking out the window right now at the kids playing. Well, I don't know if there was actually kids out there, but she's looking at the swings and she's imagining kids, because I guess her and Ray Bud been having some trouble, or Ray Bud Jr. have been having trouble having kids or whatever. So it's a very touchy, sentimental thing for her. And she kind of gets sensitive about the thought of having kids and stuff. So yeah. So then we get to the funeral planning scene, and they are discussing what kind of casket they gonna get for Daddy Bud, and they end up discussing what they're gonna put on his gravestone. And then of course, Sharice, comes out the bathroom being dramatic. Lucille gives her some of her nerve pills, and she act like she fainting and drops the ring on the floor on purpose just so she be like, I think you dropped your earring, Sharice. She's like, this is not my earring. Everybody take a good look at this earring. Just to be very dramatic, child. So we know who the dramatic one is in this family. And I think this scene, Junior was trying to make it seem like it could be her earring. She's like, I would never wear something so cheap and torture. And then Lucille ends up walking her back in the room. So, see if she can lay down and let the nerve pills kick in. So while everybody was inside, all the drama unfolds. Junior and Ray Bud Jr., and they end up getting into it about, Junior's over here talking about he want to get the expensive shit, and he'll pitch in for it, and he was like, pitch in what? You broke, you just lost all your money to that idiot idea of that little driveway cleaning business. So how you gonna pitch in something you ain't got? You know what I'm saying? I'm over here saying reasonable stuff that I actually know that I can help pay for. And so they ended up getting to it about that. And, of course, they had to break it up, and pretty much everybody, all the family kind of dispersed. So, anyway, he just stressed Ray Bud Jr. out so bad that he ended up having to go outside and drink. And I don't think he's supposed to be drinking because, him and his wife trying to have a kid or whatever. And, of course, Junior will come out being all apologetic, but don't really know how to really just come out straight with it. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, they have a conversation and they kind of are able to, you know, get over, apologize to each other and kind of get over, the drama. Then we finally get to the scene where I think they're at the wake. And oh my goodness, Daddy Bud's toes is ballerina toes. He got them things pointing down, honey. And everybody looking at him, looking at his feet, and looking at him funny, like, oh my goodness, really? They could have did better than this. But, that's how it be for real sometimes. But, that's what it was. Oh, and we saw Ray Bud Jr., a.k.a. Cool J character. He comes in and he can't see his daddy. He's just not able to. I don't think he's able to go to funerals at all because I think he has a problem with seeing dead people and period. So, especially somebody like his dad, he just couldn't do it. And he was trying to get Lucille to stay with him, but she was like, "You'll be okay. You'll be okay," because she had other things to do. So yeah, I think that's one thing that I remember from this scene. Then, of course, some time later, we get Teddy Wayne Slocum's wife, a woman that Sharice wants to be. So ever so badly, child, ever so badly. So she comes in, and you can see the look of jealousy and distaste on Sharice's face. That's what is her name? I'm not sure what her name is, but Teddy Wayne Slocum's wife, speaking to Sharice, and Sharice is just standing there looking like. So of course, after seeing her, it makes her go reflect on her life again about I could have been stupid. Look at me, I'm nobody. I'm married to a dumb who thinks that wasting all our money to clean parking lots is a good idea. Like, what have I done with my life? Like, she over here really wigging out on something that ain't really that deep. Like, come on, girl, get over yourself. So, okay, meanwhile, obviously she know that her and her husband are not on speaking terms because she just found out that he cheated on her with somebody. So, of course, he in a doghouse right now, and he over here trying to do everything he can to try to, smooth her over and get out the doghouse. So he is at the bathroom talking to her because the last time he seen or heard maybe she was in the bathroom. So he over here thinking she in the bathroom, over here really pouring his heart out to her, and it's Royce in the bathroom actually. Royce is in the bathroom just letting him pour his heart out. He ain't gonna say nothing. He comes out the bathroom, and that's when Junior finds out. You could have said something, man. What the hell? So yeah, there was that. And of course, while he was over here pouring his heart out at the door, these nosy people over here trying to listen. And then none other than Latrice. I don't know. I feel like I'm not saying her name right, but the one who Junior cheated with and who just gets around, that is who comes in, and everybody's kind of giving her funny and dirty looks. Oh, and then what's her name? The Teddy Wayne Slocum's wife. She was like, "Oh my goodness, I just seen her a few weeks ago or the other day, and the girl was just looking tacky, and she only had one earring on." And that's what she was like, "Oh my goodness, Lord, take me now." So now she know her husband then slept with the dirtiest tramp around, and she just got there talking noise about her too, talking about she'll probably sleep with anybody who asks. And then I think that's what made Teddy Wayne Slocum wife say what she said. "Well, yeah, I just seen her the other day, and she had just got done, doing it with somebody, and she only had one earring on left. And yeah, that's how she found out. So of course she's falling on the floor, being dramatic, and Lucille. I don't even think Lucille can fathom right now. She got too much going on. I think she just leaves. So it finally comes time for them to eat because they've been trying to eat for a long time. We're getting this food together for a long time, child. So it finally comes time for them to actually eat, and Lucille's taking all the food out, the bags and stuff. She takes out chicken bucket, which makes her upset immediately because she lost her baby, her last pregnancy. She had a miscarriage in a chicken bucket while her and her husband were out one day. So yeah, and she's very sentimental about anything that relates to children, once again. So yeah, it was not a good time for her. Who brought this chicken? So then we make it to the funeral scene where Sharice and Teddy Wade Slocum's wife. I really need to look up what her name is, child, but I don't feel like doing it right now. But Sharice and Teddy Wade Slocum's wife, they are sitting together, and she's talking to Sharice, and Sharice ain't really trying to hear her because she's very jealous of her because she feel like she got the man that she could have ended up with, but she ends up telling her that it's actually not all that great, actually, because Teddy Wade Slocum is a cheater, and she wonders where he at every night. She's like, girl, why don't you leave him? She's like, and go where? I live in an $800,000 home. I go home every night to a king size bed, and I literally get what I want, the life that I want. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not perfect because obviously I got to deal with a cheater, but at the same time, what else? I got used to this lifestyle already. So I mean, what I'm gonna do? So she's like, oh my goodness, you want some gum now? So now it got Sharice thinking, dang, well maybe things ain't that bad with Junior. Like he's a cheater too, but at least I ain't gotta wonder where he at every night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think they both got bad men because I feel like it don't matter if you cheat every day or whether you just cheat every once in a while. It's still just as bad to me. I don't understand. But yeah. So then the Reverend comes and he's talking, trying to give, I guess, a eulogy or something. And he ends up, I guess he went to a new restaurant. They all went to, I don't know who him and whoever, they all went to a new restaurant right before the funeral. And I think it was a Mexican place, and apparently he got the bubble guts from it. So he got the real bad bubble guts right there on the pulpit, and so he had to go. He was like, excuse me, y'all, I'll be right back," or whatever he said. But yeah, he had to go. Okay, what else ended up happening in this scene? I think Sharice and Junior, they finally get over their drama with themselves, and they end up kind of making up. He ends up deciding to put her in the music business and being her manager, which I don't understand why. I don't think she could sing, but whatever. So she's like, really? And what's her name? Lucille, which is LL Cool J's character's wife. She, she's very sensitive about the whole kid situation. He finally told her that, what, we ain't gotta have kids, we ain't gotta have a baby, it's not important, all I want is you anyway. So he's finally made peace with the fact that they kid having problem. And so right when he made peace with it, when they go over there to say their last goodbyes to Daddy Bud, Lucille tells Daddy Bud that they might have a little surprise coming in about 7.5 months. So that was his way of finding out that she's pregnant. So it was such a good ending for them. I was happy. And I think essentially it was a happy ending for everybody, even Royce and his mama. And she's still calling him a demon seed. And she's like, well, I'm your demon seed. So yeah, I think it was a cute little nice film or whatever. But I don't know. I never really realized how long this movie was. I think this review is a little bit short because I just couldn't. I don't have a lot to say about everything that happened in this movie because I think there is like the middle of this movie. A lot of the middle parts was kind of boring, so I kind of had to cut straight to the parts that are memorable, that I like, that I do have something to say about. And yeah, clearly it wasn't, too much that I had too much to say about, but it's still a good film, still funny, or whatever. And I think it still, makes a classic black film. So there's that. That's my review of Kingdom Come. And but yeah, that's my review of Kingdom Come. And y'all tell me in the comments how y'all feel about it, how y'all feel about this movie or whatever. And then I'll see y'all next time on whatever movie I do next.